All right, here we go with round number 3. We have Cliffhangers against Cognitive Gaming. Not as far as, it's not like Cognitive Prime, it's not even Cognitive Red, it's Cognitive.
It's a little bit of a mixture of the few rosters with a few friends thrown in as well.
Well, a friend singular, I guess, because I think it might be a sub. But anyways, we do see Snoopy and Barracuda, both ADCs, but I'm sure one of them will not mind playing mid. Andy probably will be continuing to play jungle. Jeff Hinla, as we know, he can't really play anything but support, will probably still be there. And then Mr. Mackie will probably be making up the solo lane. Anyways, Geb, first banned by Cliffhangers. Interesting decision, but I don't hate it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't hate it, especially considering the caliber of the players on the other team. Might as well get out the two gods that you know are dangerous to deal with, and secure away Sylvan is right off the bat, so pushing Cognitive Gaming down into their support rosters a bit, but they've got a pretty deep pool, so I'm not really worried for them.
Yep, so we are going to see then a Nox as the last ban by Cognitive, which means that Lou will simply pick up Sylvanas for his support, meaning that they need to go aggressive early. Snoopy is hovering on Giannis. Wonder what Barracuda's going to pick up here. Actually, Nemesis being locked in by Snoopy and Osiris being locked in by Barracuda. Unless Barracuda or... I mean, it's possible that neither of them are playing Hunter, but I would probably guess that Nemesis is being picked up for Andy here in the jungle, as Andinster does quite like his Nemesis. Anyways, picks going back over to Crazy Toaster and Never Neverland. Would expect to see an Apollo grab here simply because we know how solid Blue can be on that god. But have to wait and see.
With Apollo still on the table, and you want to get him out. You don't want to let Barracuda have Apollo.
This is true. It's true.
So Giannis, just pick it up, get a god you're good with, and also secure Giannis away to get quite a bit of global pressure.
Well, not only quite a bit of global pressure, but Crazy Toaster is a very, very good Giannis player. So earlier we did see him on his Ao Kuang, which did surprisingly well. And Inster's turn to pick, last pick of the first stage. Would expect to see a Hunter pick here, though really don't know, nor does it really matter, as everybody on this team has an incredibly deep god pool. We are going to see them actually lock in Athena here. Most likely a support Athena. So just a solid pickup there. That way they don't risk...
You want to secure away some extra global pressure from this.
Exactly.
I mean, it probably would have been banned out in the next ban phase. And when your opponent has at least a quasi-global in the form of Giannis and a full global in the form of Apollo, you want to at least get some extra pressure on your side, so you've got something in your back pocket to push out, to rotate, to split push, and deal with any of that.
Oh, definitely. I do agree with that wholeheartedly. So Thor being banned out here, Cognitive wanting to just get rid of that semi-global ultimate and jungler on the side of Cliffhangers, and Cliffhangers banning out Vulcan because Vulcan ADC is a thing, as well as Vulcan mid is still a very real thing. Mr. Mackie is going to hover and probably be locking in Rom here for the Hunter position. Does well against Apollo. Apollo Sylvanas has much more push than a Rom Athena lane does, but really, other than maybe Neath, I can't think of anybody that could contest Cliffhanger's push right now. And Neath,
I think Rom is going to be the safest pickup here. Like, Rom will be the safe pickup. We do an Honor, however. Like, I think that's going to work. Honor has a lot of power in his pocket, but push power, I don't know if he can deal with this. But he can definitely put out some power. He can definitely put out some pressure.
Just enough push power, and it's also that kill job of, okay?
Oh, yeah.
Just kill Lou, or kill Sylvanas, and you're good to go. Xcliff is going to be locking in Kronos here, and Verziel is hovering on Bastet. Interesting decision for Bastet, but I mean, you do have to go kind of deep into your god pool when 3 junglers have been banned and 2 have already been picked. So, not a bad decision if that is who they choose, but there are a couple other options out there as well. So it really comes down to personal preference.
It fits with Verziel's playstyle here. I mean, he's a very... I think you described him earlier as a dirty jungler. He's very in your face, and he will try to sneak in a lot of cheeky play.
Scrappy jungler.
Bastet definitely one of those junglers who can pull that off.
And Jeff is going to be hovering on Ra. Don't love it, don't hate it. Very safe mid laner, but we'll see how it goes. Anyways,
it's safe. No matter what you do, it works.
Exactly.
It fits almost every team comp. Fits against almost any team comp, and I mean, there's nothing really here that pressures him that badly. He will do just fine against Kronos as well, so definitely something I'm surprised to see locked in, especially as a last pickup here.
So we're actually going to see Andinster move to the mid lane, unless he is going to trade here with Snoopy in the last moment. On her is going over to Barracuda. Jeff is going to be on Athena, and Mr. Mankey will be in the solo lane as originally predicted. I feel good when I get some of those callouts correct when we see mishmashes like this. But anyways,
yeah, you just love being right.
Of course I love being right. It's my job to be right. Anyways, with that said, Cliffhangers against Cognitive Gaming, round 3 of our First Blood tournament, brought to you by Tier Monster and hi-rez Studios. My name is M Target. My co-caster is Souza, and we will be right back. And here we are with our third round matchup. With the action, we have Cliffhangers in the blue, Cognitive in the red. We have Never Neverland on Sylvanas, X-Lu X or Lu in Apollo, X-Cliff as your solo lane Kronos, Variziel as your jungle Bastet, and Crazy Toaster as your crazy mid laner, Giannis.
Meanwhile, we've got a few familiar names sitting on the other side on Cognitive Gaming. We've got Snoopy bringing out Nemesis, Anderson on Ra, Barracuda on her, Jeff Hindla bringing out Athena, and Mr. Makey on Osiris.
So, fairly standard start coming out from everybody, which is, again, to be expected at this point. Cliffhangers wanting to play a little bit safer here, as they do know exactly sort of what they're up against. Anyways, and Cognitive knows how to really start off a match, and their starting levels aren't amazing.
I don't think playing
contesting.
Incredibly safe is the best option here. I mean, when you're playing against a Titan like this, you've got to throw it off a bit.
Oh, well, definitely, but the thing is at level 1...
Like, at level 1, yeah, they don't have to have a team comp for doing this, but I think we can expect something crazy out of Cliffhangers this game, as they're the kind of team that'll definitely throw people for a loop. Even if it's not in picks and bans, definitely in their strategies at some point.
No, definitely. So, and that's what makes them so much fun to watch. So we are actually going to see Mr. Mackey trying to contest this mid camp here, but Variziel will just say, I don't think so, hog it, and walk away. So we are going to see that little bit of tomfoolery coming out from Cognitive.
But one good thing Mr. Mackey does secure there is Bastet can't really even attempt to steal right now, as her hog is no longer available, so did secure away his speed buff quite nicely there, just in case they were going to try something cheap.
Yeah, indeed. And
actually we're seeing an invade coming out, maybe. They know there's no hog available, so they gotta be quick on this one. Gotta get the timer off just in time. They're gonna be able to secure this one away and hit level 2 first, as Snoopy and Mr. Makey waited a few minutes to go to lane.
Yeah, and they actually also did lose a few minions. Both sides did, in fact. But it should even out relatively nicely, as everybody is hitting level 2 now. Snoopy and Mr. Mackey are actually going to be walking away to go do their own blue buff, as they have not done it yet. So this is either the perfect time for Variziel to go rotate to mid, or the perfect time for him and Cliff to apply pressure to this lane, which is what it appears like they are going to be doing.
Yeah, he also is starting to rotate quite nicely, and he will be doing that now, as you guys see Crazy Toaster actually sitting a little bit behind Andy right now, and that's a bit of a rough spot to be in, and it looks like Apollo and Sylvanas are actually getting out-pushed here by the aggression coming out of Jeff Hindle and Barracuda.
Well, I mean, that's the thing, is even though Sylvanas and Apollo are amazing at pushing, the problem is that when you have somebody like Barracuda who plays just so much as terms of hunters are concerned, he knows exactly how to push this aggressively.
Especially with how much kill pressure an Honor can apply. Especially an Honor played well. An Honor played well is one of the deadliest laners. They're definitely going to be dashing in, and you're going to force up the dash from Lu. Still 2 levels ahead of Neverland. You're going to jump right in, deal quite a bit of damage right there, and that's the pressure they can apply, and no wonder they're out-pushing them so hard.
That's very true, as we are going to see... Well, and also, of course, the starts simply put Jeff Hindla and Barracuda ahead of Neverland and Lu due to they had the mid-camp. And we're actually also going to see an invade coming out here from Snoopy and Andenster. Variziel knows that it's happening, so he needs to be able to try and get in there. And as Bastet, he can steal it away for himself. He does not have his hog available, which is going to make things difficult. But leaps in, and Snoopy hogs it away, and that is going to be the end of this engagement unless Variziel gets caught.
Yeah, I don't think it's quite over yet, as Variziel is going to get slowed out here. Double dash coming down, looking for the slice and dice. Portal does come out. Should be able to make his way here. We're going to get blocked off immediately. Great taunt coming down. First blood going to Jeff Hindle.
That was a beautiful job there by Cognitive of saying, we see the portal, get in front of him so he can't get there. First blood in under 3 minutes is definitely not something that Cliffhangers wanted to give, especially though a support like Jeff Hindla.
Yeah, body blocking is just one of those mechanics that we don't really see, like at an average layer, an amateur level. Not really a mechanic you see used that widely, but here we see Cognitive just kind of showing off that, hey, we can body block your portal. We can take advantage of quite a few things, and it's one of those mechanics that when you see it, looks a little flat.
Oh, I love seeing players know exactly how to use their positioning. But it's Barracuda getting pulled actually out of his leap, it looked like, which is unfortunate for him that he will not be able to get that disperse off. But he is alright, especially as he is ahead of both Lu and Neverland by a rather significant amount, as Sylvanas is still only level 3, Lu is level 4, Barracuda level 6, Barracuda level 5, Jeff Hindla level 6. That is huge, especially because they are now going to be applying even more pressure onto Bastet. She is now in a little bit of trouble. But here come the kitty cats onto Snoopy. Snoopy is now in a lot of trouble, popping his ultimate back there onto Verziel. Verziel in a world of hurt. The kitty cats are applying some damage, but not enough. Verziel's been slowed. That is a second kill for Jeff Hindla. And Snoopy is going to make it out of there with about a quarter health and even less mana. But he's still alive.
And both mid camps secured by Cog right there. And well, it's starting to look a little down for the Cliffhangers, but they're still very much in this game. Unfortunately, a 1k gold deficit at 3 minutes in is not where you want to be.
Definitely not. In 2000, I think the big thing here is the fact that we see a highest level on Cognitive, or on the board for that matter, is Athena. Jeff Hindla is the highest net worth, sitting at 3,000.
I mean, he's Jeff Hindla. He's Jeff Hindla. It's
Jeff Hindla, but Jeff Hindla has 2 kills. The only thing scarier than that are some other supports who like to take even more kills and then become more of a second ADC. So, but Jeff Hindla still is incredibly good.
I mean, do remember, all kills belong to support, so.
All kills do belong to your support. Anyways, we are going to see Lou getting outboxed by Barracuda, and really this, getting taunted, beautiful. Nice Wrath of Terror, though, going to be applying a lot of damage back onto Barracuda, but Barracuda will be getting the kill using his Desert Fury there onto Lou, and that is a dead Apollo, and it is now 3-0, and Cognitive might actually be going for a Gold Fury here, though they are all rotating very hard over into the solo lane as Lou is being pressured on very heavily. Mr. Mackey's going to pop his ultimate there onto Cliff. Cliff will not be healing now. Now we're going to see Bastet trying to apply a little bit of pressure back in, but Mr. Mackey will be all right there. Rosnap coming out is going to barely connect on the very end, and that is going to be a dead X-Cliff. Andenster looking like he is gunning for MLC Stealth's job. Probably not Bush's, but that's okay. Blue buff now being stolen away as well. That was an incredible
snipe across the board, and now we're going to scare the blue buff away, and I don't think Barisa can do much to contest this here. Going to try to go for the throw, but not going to find it. Mr. Mackey is out of mana, but I don't think he really needs to worry about it that much right now.
No, he does not, and Snoopy's actually applying some more pressure there under Verziel as Verziel goes to lane. Something to note that's unfortunate is that we do see X-Cliff committing to his Doom Orb here on Chronos. Not that I hate the Doom Orb. Oh, speaking of hate, though, Crazy Toaster must hate all of that pressure right there, and he just goes down. Jeff Hindla now with one more kill. Jeff Hindla on a killing spree. Kitty Cat's applying a decent amount of damage there onto Snoopy and Andenster, but not enough, and I think I actually even just heard Jeff say sorry, and I'm pretty sure he didn't mean it.
Yeah, you shouldn't apologize for taking kills of support. I mean, they all belong to you anyways. We're going to see the buff being taken away by Cog right here, and, well, I mean, it is just your just do as support, man. Especially support at the end.
I understand, but it's just...
I mean, who else can just crush people with heals?
Anyways, with that said, we're going to briefly look. Barracuda actually slightly behind on his Devourer's Gauntlet.
Yeah, wave to wave. Into a almost nice kill there for Neverland right there, but gonna make it sure he'll be able to walk away from this one. That was almost a great turn for Cliffhanger side there, but unfortunately not able to secure the kill onto Andy right there.
Yep, good thing here though, because Verziel and Lou were there, or Verziel was there last time. They had a timer on the speed buff when it went down, so they were made sure to be there to make sure that Bastet got her speed buff this time around. You're now 6.5 minutes in, just under 5,000 experience, just under 3,000 gold, both in favor of Cognitive. And at this point, Cliffhangers has to play safe and they have to play smart.
But unfortunately, they're losing so much just playing so safe here that Cognitive is almost able to completely walk over them right now, and they know they can do that. And if you're forced in a position where you have to play so safe against Cog, I don't know if you're in a good enough spot to be able to pull it out. They might be able to, but they gotta be looking for these picks right here. They can't just sit on the back foot the entire time. They have to look for something good.
Well, that's just it though, is they have to find something good, because if they go for a pick and they fail,
then it's just gonna put them even further behind.
Exactly. We are going to see some rotation around the middle lane here. Andenster is contesting here against Neverland. Neverland is just going to pop on the portal and ride away. However, over in the duo lane, we did see Barracuda taking out Lou, probably with a little bit of help of Jeff Hindla. Thank you, Jeff, for letting your hunter take the kill. Because we all know that it was just under the grace of Jeff.
It is under the grace of the support that you get the kill. It
is so true. But anyways, I would be very surprised to see Cognitive not apply pressure onto the Gold Fury in the next 3 minutes or so, as really we're going to be at 10 minutes by that point. Actually, you're going to see Jeff Hindla coming here, and they're going to be playing a ton of damage onto Neverland right here. Cat's coming out as well, though. Wrath of Terror coming out there. Neverland doing a lot of damage, actually, onto Barracuda. Cats have focused on him as well. Cats do go down. Verziel does die, though, and that means the Cats do as well. There we go. Lou's going to get the kill onto Barracuda. Ton of damage have been applied onto Jeff Hindla, though. Rosnipes coming out does a lot of damage to Toaster and Neverland. Snoopy trying to get Neverland. Unfortunately for him, the Root did come out. He does go down, though, to Andy, and now they should be able to heal up relatively nicely and either go for the Gold Fury, or it looks like they want to kill Lou.
Overreaction. They're going to find Lou right here. Pops the Polaroid Aegis right there, right into taunt. Going to dash away. Might be able to escape this. But a great beam comes across. Not going to find the target. Into Nemesis going to double dash away. They're going to secure the Gold Fury.
Yes, well, they, in theory, are. They might have a hard time tanking it a little bit, though Andy's heal should be up in just a moment. Gold Fury falling relatively nicely. No,
Lou gonna try to be a little cheeky
here.
Maybe actually Snoopy gonna just try to chase him away here. Now Riziel is in the party right now, gonna try to pop right in. There is no mana on Andy, unfortunately. Hog does come out, Hog is giving Will to split the Gold Fury right there. Portal does come across, trying to maybe secure something on the back of that, but no, not really able to look for anything, and they're just gonna jump away from that one and disengage. And now Cognitive sitting with the 5k gold, did 8 minutes in.
Indeed, they are a little bit under 8.5, or a little bit over 8,500 experience as well. Something to note, I was a little bit worried that Cliff had gone for a Doom Orb, though really, when you kind of start down that path to buy it, you might as well commit to it and give it a shot for a little while until you can afford to change to something else. I mean, but he's got 41 stacks on it. He's doing all right.
He's filling it out quite nice.
Indeed, he is over in the left-hand side.
Yeah, Barracuda get caught up by a nice grab there. Here comes Athena coming crashing down from the sky. Gonna bring a lot of pressure to Jeff Hindlow. Shotgun does come out from Barracuda, but not gonna find the damage it needs. He will find Neverland though. Great shield will come down right back into the taunt, right into an impale, but they're just gonna drop the tree on the ground, right?
And it's unfortunate as they did go all lumberjack on Neverland and take him out. Now we're going to see Veruso being forced away by Snoopy, but Snoopy is looking like he wants to get a kill there. Excellent actually getting a kill over in the solo lane as Lou does die to Barra as well. That's very unfortunate for Cliffhangers, as every lane except for the solo lane is definitely having a very rough time right now. You know, while looking at Cognitive, luckily we do see that Snoopy has 0 kills. He's 0-0-5. But at least he doesn't have any kills.
Yeah, because why would you let the jungler get any kills?
Exactly.
They all belong to support.
Of course. But anyways, no. In all seriousness, though, that's really the one saving grace.
That is a bright side for Cliffhangers. Also, the fact that Mr. Mickey is having a bit of a. He is ahead in global gold. They're going to see a pull coming out from Neverland right onto Andy. Andy going to get hit by the Wisp right there, but not going to take too much damage. I mean, Neverland's been taking some great pulls this game. Unfortunately, they haven't really made that much of an impact, sadly.
Oh, the pull might not, but that unstable vortex knocking Andister down to under half.
A lot of damage. Andister in a bit of an awkward spot right now, trying to stay alive. Another shot comes across, but the heal is ticking on him. But just gonna bring him back up to quite a bit lower than where he started, even with the heal buff.
Though Crazy Toaster is low on mana, which means that he should be needing to back off here momentarily. Biggest thing to note right now is that Cognitive is ahead in pretty much all departments. They have the Gold Fury. They have the only tower that has been taken down so far. They did take over in this duo lane after Lou did die earlier. So, and they're ahead significantly in kills, and so they've been doing what you kind of have to do, which is you convert your kills into objectives, and they're doing a beautiful job of that. As we see, 11 minutes in, tower down, Gold Fury down for another 2.5 minutes, and they're just applying pressure where they need to. We do see Cliff bullying out Mr. Mackey a little bit, but Mr. Mackey is still holding his own relatively nicely against the powerhouse that is solo lane Chronos. Snoopy in a little bit of trouble with a bleed and a slow, however he's going to pop his shield and heal up a decent amount of that bleed back up.
Also going to be backing off because he is out of mana and decent on health, but out of mana, that's a pretty painful place to be.
Definitely is, and Snoopy did just also buy his Jotun's Wrath there, so now Nemesis is going to be a little bit scarier. Obviously scariest at, full build, but first...
We're also going to see Frizzle getting 1v1'd by Jeff Hindler right there, and going to be forced to back away with half health, and now Barracuda's looking around the corner, going to try to find the shot. Starts firing off a few autos, going to go for the taunt if she can. Jeff Hindler not really able to close the gap fast enough as the pillar does come out.
Indeed. Over in the mid lane, we are going to see Crazy Toaster being 1v2'd there by Snoopy and Andy. And Jeff actually going incredibly deep here right now. I'm not a huge fan of how deep he's going on this Athena. They have great vision, but there's still 3 members all right around him. If they had been able to collapse on him when he was by that back camp, he probably would have died there, which would have been a huge...
Unfortunately, they didn't really have any vision of where he was. So he was able to get into those back camps and not really worry about it. Athena ultimately is being channeled as Cliff will take down Mr. Makey, and Athena will just crash back down and play.
That's unfortunate for Mr. Makey, as Jeff wasn't quite ready. Now we're going to see an ultimate coming out through space and time all the way over to provide some help to Lou, but Lou is going to probably go down here. Nice Wrath of Terra is going to stop Barracuda a little bit, but Snoopy is going to go down, or Snoopy is going to take out Lou as well. Now we're going to see the kitty cats being popped onto Barracuda as Jeff is trying to zone a little bit.
Yeah, I don't think they're anywhere near done as Snoopy's going to come from the backside. Gonna get a great slice nice on him. Gonna take him down now. Crazy Toaster coming in. Pillar will block him out of it. Gonna get taunted right back on the shoulder, right into a Ross. Not gonna finish him off right there. Crazy Toaster should fall down there. Fires a shotgun, but no real gain right there, and down they all go.
That was a 4 for none, as the only person that was dead for Cognitive was Mr. Mickey over in that 1v1. And that's a tower. This is huge for Cognitive, as they are now ahead 14-3 at 13 minutes in. And they are applying pressure to the Phoenix at 13 minutes in. This is huge. They said, alright, you guys might have a little better late game.
Maybe they can find the pressure they need. Lou gonna go for a lot of damage on the Himmler right there now. Barracuda in a lot of trouble as well. Gonna try to dash in. Snoopy will run in. Barracuda will just knock him away there and say no, and they're gone.
I'd say they knew exactly how low they could go, and they did do just that. They went underneath that limbo pole and did not fall over. They just went right back out the other side, and they're also healing up quite nicely as Andenster is getting to a very nice power spike, so he will have a lot of heals to his name. So Mr. Makey just playing Farming Simulator, where he's just going and hanging out there. Actually, we're going to see Sylvanas very deep in a lot of trouble here. This is not good for Never Neverland, as he probably will die here. And he does, and this will be then a probable Gold Fury over to the of Cognitive, unless they decide that actually let's just go for Fire Giant.
Yeah, I think they're going to just take the Gold Fury right here. They already started up. We're going to see them trying to find some pressure here, and not really finding much after that other than the Gold Fury. And Cliffhanger's trying to rotate around and look for something, anything, but there's really nothing to be found other than their own buffs, and even then, there aren't many of those in the map. We do see speed buff about to respawn. They're going to secure their own red buff as well, and now they're going to try to maybe secure the speed buff, but I don't think they'll be able to get to it at this point.
I mean, there's tons of wards on the Skull Fury side of the map. We see one actually incredibly deep by the Phoenix almost coming out from Cognitive.
Actually, Jans is going to get taunted in by Jeff Hindler right there. They're going to be trying to 1v1 Crazy Toaster, actually, and I think he might be winning this one, actually, to see Mr. Makey trying to something happen. Cliff is going to come in and try to apply the pressure he's been building up from the soul lane. Going to fire out the stun. Going to hit Mr. Makey, actually. Going to deal a lot of damage right now, but then it's going to get collapsed on by Snoopy. Jeff Hindler and friends. Portal does come out, but a little too late. Neverland's coming in. Going to drop the Wrath of Terror on Snoopy and Jeff Hindler. Now they're going to try to find the fight. Cliff has dropped. Kitty Cats are down. They're going to Jeff Hindler. Jeff Hindler gets pulled right into the danger zone, but he's just going to dash away from this one, and Mr. Makey will drop slow and some damage. Here comes an Nemesis ultimate, trying to find the Cliff if they can. Snoopy getting completely poked out here. Trying to find a shot, pops the shield. Brizio coming in from the side. A crossface and time comes out as well. Now Crazy Toaster just dodging and diving, gonna weave his way back out, and they are all out of there right now. That's gonna be a great disengage from the Cliffhangers right there, and a great juke as well.
It was a beautiful disengage for them, and Lou backing in a dangerous spot, but just makes it out.
Oh, he's out of there, and so is Cliff. They were just distracted by the tasty 80 carry, but sadly, they're going to lose their back camps and most likely a mid camp as well. Also, yeah, definitely a mid tower maybe, and maybe Fire Giant actually. I like to see Cognitive going for the Fire Giant right now.
Indeed they are. Barracuda doing a nice job of keeping them busy, as we have 3 members trying to chase him, and though he's worth a lot, he's not worth as much as a Fire Giant buff. He does go down, which means that the buff will not be applied to him. We do see Never Neverland doing his best to try and steal this Gold Fury, or excuse me, not Gold Fury, Fire Giant. Doesn't matter. He's dead. This is a free Fire Giant for Cognitive.
I don't think Clifford wants to give it away so easily, as Cliff is here and able to contest it. Verzil is as well. They're going to be forced to reset the Fire Giant. Now they're going to Mr. Makey. Mr. Makey in a lot of trouble. So is Andy. Here comes Johnson across space and time. Going to look for Jeff Hindler. Jeff Hindler going to survive, actually. Cliff will find the kill on the Makey right now. Now Crazy Toaster looking for the kill on Jeff Hindler. Here comes an Nemesis keeping him slowed down. Rosnap comes out, gets the kill on Jeff Hindler right there. Actually doesn't get anybody right there. Jeff Hindler does fall himself. It looked like Rosnap actually killed him there, but now Cliff doing his best to try to duel out Snoopy. Snoopy pops the shield, stay low, as long as possible. Stun does come out. Great time. Maybe he can get the 1v3 right here. Gonna go on to Andy. Gonna be forced to run a little too far thanks to his ultimate though, and what a great fight there from Cliff, and I don't think he's done just quite. Gonna go for the time rift, but a little short.
That's unfortunate for him, and the crazy thing is that fight, I don't want to say that went in favor of Cliffhangers, because technically,
well, it
did. It completely
they prevented the Fire Giant. They got quite a few kills off the back of that, trading quite nicely, and well, Kronos is getting fed.
Yeah, as far as purely numbers went, they didn't really win that. But I mean, if you look at the actual stat line, because of how big the members of Cognitive were, several thousand experience and several thousand, or about 1,000 gold went back into their favor because of just how much each of those kills were worth. Although I definitely do agree.
Where the kills went was good.
Yes.
I mean, the main goal of that was definitely stopping the Fire Giant.
And because they succeeded, I have to say that it was a successful engagement, but not necessarily that they won it. But the fact that they were able to pull some of that gold especially onto X-Cliff, is huge. I mean, a 4-1 and 1 Kronos is massive, especially because that one death came before, 3 of those kills, and he's got full stack on his Doom Orb. Actually, I want to check Golden Hand really quickly, because I want to see what Apollo is going for. He's only at 300 gold, so he could be going for either an Executioner or a Chin Size right now. We're actually going to see Jeff Hindla kill X-Cliff, so I missed what was happening there. That's unfortunate for him, as that now means that, of course, his Doom Warp stacks will be halved upon respawn, and now I would not be surprised to see them try and start this Fire Giant buff, as both Mr. Mackey and Jeff Hindla are very tanky and have a reasonable amount of damage as well.
And Barracuda, unfortunately, taken low by a shotgun portal combo right there. They're going to go ahead and start this fire, and off the raw heal is dropped down. Snoopy just doing his best to try to keep their attention in the lane, but it looks like Neverland has snipped us out. Here comes the cross space in time. Going to try to steal some of Verziel is going in. Ooh, there's a blink going a little too late, actually. Now Neverland is a little deeper there. Here comes Mr. Mickey. He's going in to try to find someone out. Jeff Fendel will get a taunt on him as well. Going to get ported right back into the pillar right there by Up Under. Now Crazy Toaster is in danger. Snoopy lurking around, trying to find a shot. Neverland whooping up the guard. Snoopy will finish off Crazy Toaster as well. They're going to find their kill in the background. Snoopy finally finds Riziel there, and now Fire Giant should be secured there, as unfortunately X-Cliff wasn't in this fight, as he did get caught out right there, and he's going to be respawning a little late as Cognitive destroys the Fire Giant.
Indeed, and Lou is over trying to split push on the other side, leaving his team in a 3v5 as Cliff did die, and there's a teleport. Mr. Makey is here, meaning that Lou doesn't even take the tower. Which
I mean, there wasn't really much Lou could do to respond either, and unfortunately, they're just so far behind her that doesn't really matter much, as you're going to see Cliff in a bit of danger as well. Athena's going to come crashing down as well. Going to find a lot of damage, but Cliff just going to regen all that with his ultimate, trying to find some drops with Timer. Timer's going to fall a little short thanks to the double dash out of Nemesis, and that'll be a lot of cooldowns blown, but I'd say this was a win for Cognitive right there. Well, honestly, nobody right there.
Say this overall was a huge win for Cognitive, as they are now massively ahead. They have a Fire Giant buff, and they forced a bad trade on lack of tower for Fire Giant. I think that if Lou had ulted over as soon as the engagement has started and he made it a 4v5 instead of a 3v5, they had a better chance of stopping the Fire Giant at least, if not actually winning it. We're actually going to see Lou try and contest this here, and Barra says, I don't care, I'm 2 levels ahead of you, I've got teammates on the way. Lou's actually being forced to ult here, but oh, he's dead, never mind. Ross Knight taking out 75% of his health, Mr. Mackey finishing it off, Cognitive taking 1 more Gold Fury, 3 Gold Furies to 0 in their favor, 22-7 as far as kills are concerned, 20 minutes in. No tier 2 towers have been breached on their side either.
Yep, and they're sitting at 10k ahead. They also have a Fire Giant ticking on them right now. They're going to start sieging up pretty hard now. Jeff Finley going to dash right in. Going to find a great taunt to Crazy Toaster. Crazy Toaster falls immediately. Snoopy in the meantime, we'll finish off X-Cliff off to the side, and well, they're going to start taking turrets back to back to back here as Barracuda is now pushing, gets that tier 2 tower right there. Now he's going to turn his action to the Phoenix most likely as he drops the ward to cover himself, and well, it's just looking pretty good for Cog right now, and a little grim for Cliffhangers, and grim is an understatement.
Grim is definitely an understatement right now, as we're actually seeing them fight 3v2 as we see 2 in the middle lane. Actually, nice round there. They're on to 3. Andits are getting very low.
Andy forced away here. They're going to try to find the shot. Apollo coming down onto Andy. Looks like he knows he's going to go for Barracuda. Snipe does come out. Not really going to find anything. They're going to go deep for this one. Makey does pop his ultimate. Not going to find the damage or the crowd control. But going to force him where here as Barracuda is jumping around in the fight. Tries to find some crowd control, but not nearly enough to be found. And now they're just kind of lurking around, waiting to go for this. There is a stun and taunt coming out of Verziel. Verziel is going to be in a lot of trouble. Going to run away and make his way out of the pillar. It did block any of the escape other than the leap. So a lot of cooldowns blown here, but that just left Snoopy to get all the towers on the other side.
I say you almost never see a Nemesis split pushing, but hey, it worked. Snoopy just kind of had to walk with the lane. And now he's going to come in first to the ultimate.
Cliff gets caught by a Nemesis ultimate right there. Barracuda finishes off with his ultimate as well, picking up the double kill. Now the Rossman comes up, finishing off Crazy Toaster immediately. Goes to the polarized shot from Lou. Lou staying alive as long as possible. And he's going to fall down to Barracuda, giving him a triple kill, actually. There goes the Phoenix falling down. The Titan should be the center of attention right now. Spotlight is on him, and it looks like to be Cognitive Gaming picking up the win at 21 minutes.
It should, as there we go. They get the day aside just to make sure that they don't get anything crazy out of Never Land. And that is going to be GG. 29-7 is the slash line as Cognitive Gaming flexes their muscles and shows just why 4 of these 5 members will be at the World Championships next weekend.
I mean, Cliffhangers put up a pretty decent fight, especially Cliff. I mean, the man was a monster on Kronos. I mean, whenever he plays Kronos, he usually is a monster, but unfortunately Cognitive Gaming just got so ahead in Global Gold that wasn't really much he could do. They started winning team fights back to back to back, and Cliffhangers just lost, unfortunately. Got outplayed.
Indeed, they did, and that's the snowball potential, and very good job there. Cognitive, though, did keep up the tradition, which is mid laner doesn't buy wards. I'm just going to call out Andy on that, because, come on, guys, you can't afford Vision. Luckily for Cognitive, everybody else bought enough wards that Andy was fine without them, but that's something that you do want to keep in mind if you are looking at trying to play competitive, is Vision wins games. Everybody else had enough vision that Cognitive was able to own the map. but I'm just going to call him out on that. Anyways, we are going to be going into round number 4, which, if I am correct, is the semifinals. So we will be back with a semifinal matchup as soon as there is one to cast. So thank you, everyone, for tuning in. My name is M Target. My co-caster is Soza. This is First Blood, brought to you by Tiered Monster and hi-rez Studios. Stay tuned.